Stone Runner.
Yes. How's it working with Frank Welker once again? And if you could ever convince him to actually start coming to conventions with you, would you?
You bet I would. Frank Welker is one of the icons in the voiceover world. He's not only a great voiceover actor, but he was a brilliant, before he gave up on camera, he worked with Elvis Presley in early movies. He's done stand-up comedy. He's worked as a guest in front of roasts, where he would impersonate Muhammad Ali and all these other people in front of guys like Bob Hope and the top comedians in the world. And Frank was capable of doing that and entertaining these people. And if you ever get to see him on the internet and going back to some of those old roasts, you'll get an opportunity to see one of the most incredible, brilliant actor, voiceover actor, comedian actors. It's a wonderful experience to be able to work with Frank. And of course, to be able to do a convention with him would be that would be a high point. That would be bucket list. And I hope it does happen. We've talked about it several times, and he almost said, "Yeah, maybe I'll go to one with you. Might go to England. We could go, and maybe they have some of those Optimus Prime double IPA." Anyway, I would love to see Frank and I work together. We did a Carl Weathers. Do you know who Carl Weathers is?
Yeah.
Carl
Apollo.
Weathers directed a little video that he did, and Frank and I were being interviewed, and Carl Weathers at the end of it said, "My God, man, we could go on the road with this. You guys are lightning, man. You guys are hot. Oh, man, you guys had to have your own show." I don't think so. We're just going to do this thing. The microphone. Okay, but we're going to do a convention one day. Hey, Chris, right?
Nick Sanchez, I'm sure there's something else you'd like to add. I would also like to see you do a convention with Frank Welker.
I'm glad you said that. You were starting to remind me of a quarterback for the New York Jets.
That's not good.
I hope that's a good thing.
His last name is Sanchez. You look a lot alike.
I'll take that. That's fine. All right, another non-football question over here.
Football question. Now, over the years, in various articles or online, they say, you're the golden voice of Hollywood. A voiceover. I've seen that. People have mentioned that your voice, you hear Peter Cullen, they recognize, the roles that you've done. What influenced you to get into the business? Who or what influenced you to get that started?
Well, I had an aptitude for doing sounds when I was a kid. Sounds, I worked on a dairy farm when I was in my youth, carrying milk pails, and then when everything got quiet and all the cows were munching down, I discovered one day I stood at the head of all the stalls, and there was 2 sections, and I stood at one, and I made a loud noise, and they all looked up, and I said, "I've got their attention." So I went into something, I think at the time, it was probably in the 50s. And so I had a stick in my hand, and I pretended it was like a crop, and I want your attention, please. I love you. You're all looking up like that. And I walked down slapping my leg with this stick, and I'd walk up with one of the cows, and they're all looking at me as I'm walking by, their heads are following me. And I stopped at one, and come back, and I'm and talking all the way, and I'd turn around real fast, slap my leg, and they'd all go stare at me again. So I used to do that quite often. I mean, I didn't need people. I just needed an audience of cows. So I could do it with cats too, or dogs, or, you know. So I spent a summer one year just doing dogs, cats, horses, cows, pigs, chickens, whatever else I could find. And that's pretty much about how it started. And then I started doing people in grade school, getting kicked out of classes. Did that through high school, getting kicked out of classes, impersonating teachers, impersonating principals, getting kicked out of classes. That's it. My dear gal Brandy, she said, I used to do the same thing. I said, yeah, did you go to detention? She said, I didn't care. I'd make detention laugh. Well, we weren't allowed to speak in my detention. What can they take away from you, you know? Your weekends. Anyway, I kept it going all my life, and I started getting good at it. Yeah, well, let's say I could get away with it. Yeah, but that's where it was, really. Yeah.
We have another question over here. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have a silly, kind of a silly question. Can Optimus sing?
I don't think other Autobots think he does. I don't know. I wouldn't even know what kind of song he would sing.
Come boy.
Fly me to the moon. Blue moon. What other one did? Venus.
We would completely support that album.
Optimus sings one song.
I was thinking more Optimus sings the blues. We have another question over here.
You were doing your sound effects a while ago on Optimus. It reminded me a lot of Charlie Callis back in the 50s and
Great Charlie,
60s. Who of the great voices of the past do you think of when you think of I'd say the greats like Charlie Callis, the ones that stand out? You being our voice hero, who stands out in your mind?
Jonathan Winters.
Oh yeah.
For many reasons, he could combine sound effects with characters. And I've received a couple of calls from Jonathan Winters over the years, and I would not know who. And I'll tell you a little story. We had some heavy winds in Hollywood, and enough to blow the spark arrestor off the chimney. And he had called me. I just come down from the roof. My wife had said, there's somebody on the phone who wants to talk to you about the chimney. So I came down. Yeah, hello?
Well, this is Tom Parkins over here at Chimney A1.
Yeah. Well, did I call you? She said,
Oh, I don't know if you called us, but we found out your neighbors and said you got a chimney reservation.
I said, yeah. Yes, I do. When can you do it?
Well, we can probably get up there tomorrow afternoon.
I said, okay, that'll be great.
And you know, one thing you want to do is save us a lot of trouble. Why don't you get up on the roof there and tell us what kind of bolts they were using for the straps on them?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, you know, you come off that arrestor,
I said, yeah.
you got holes there. If we just know how big them holes are, we can save a lot of money for it. Because otherwise we'll have to put the thing down, get in the truck and go get all that stuff again.
Wow, all right.
Take a measuring tape, make sure you get everything.
Okay. I get it.
And I come back and say, Yeah. Are you there? Yeah, I'm here, Mr. Cullen. Okay. The width of the hole is like 3/16 of an inch. All right. What, the hole's in flame in the strap, or is that in the brake? Did the brake got a thing in it, or did it just like an empty hole? Well, we need the measurement of that hole up in there, and so we can find out what kind of a lead metal casing we're going to put in, so slide in that bolt.
All right, okay. I'll root. It's about 5/16.
Yeah, it's a big difference there, isn't it?
Well, hang on.
You got to measure that for me, Jimmy, exactly, and tell me the space between the two holes on the strap.
Oh, for God's sake. This is absolutely insane. He said, all right, I'll do it.
Are you, hang on just a second, Mr. Cullen.
I got you, didn't I? Jonathan? Yeah, I got you, didn't I? How you doing, Peter? True story. Absolutely true.
We have another question back here. Having been part of so many of the different Transformers series and the movies, how do you feel about how Hasbro keeps trying to kill Optimus off? Have they ever given you any good reasons as to why they keep trying to do that to him?
Well, they did it once successfully. But I'm still here.
We're going all the way over here and talk to Deadpool.
So I just want to ask, since we got like all these new movies coming out, and like we have already Spider-Man, I have two questions. If you had the choice to play J. Jonah Jameson for the Amazing Spider-Man 3 or any future Spider-Man films, would you take it? And also, would you do us a favor and do a line from the new movie coming out next week? I think we would all love that.
The first part of your question, will you ask it again?
Okay, so we already had the Amazing Spider-Man 2 come out, and they haven't gotten an actor for J. Jonah Jameson. Would you apply for the role if they ever had like an open audition for it?
No. No. Absolutely not. I got enough to handle with Optimus Prime. Yeah. No. And a line from the movie, it's been so long since I've had that script in my hand. I'm fighting to try to remember a line.